Hi everybody, we have a birth announcement video for you today from Isle Doodles. Hi, I'm Claire, and today in this video we are introducing you to the 6 Labradoodle puppies from our Firefly litter. These puppies were born on December 31st and today is January the 2nd, so they're just brand new puppies, and this is their beautiful Labradoodle mama, Penny. In today's video, we're going to go through and introduce you to each one of these little beautiful Labradoodles. We're going to tell you a little bit about their weight and their color. We're going to tell you a little bit about Penny, how she's doing, and how the delivery went. So this litter was actually not due until tomorrow, January the 3rd, which is also our grandson Finn's 7th birthday. So happy birthday to Finn. And we were expecting that, probably Penny would deliver the puppies maybe on the 2nd or the 3rd. Usually my estimates for due date are pretty accurate, but she surprised us on New Year's Eve. So we had seen during the day that she was starting to show us the signs that she was thinking about getting ready. And one of the things that you see when you have a litter of Labradoodle puppies is the puppies move, because they're higher up in mom's tummy and then they move down to make their way down to the birth canal and out of the exit. So you can see the puppies actually shifting, and you can even, when mom is still pregnant, you can see her stomach moving and undulating as the puppies move while they're in their last about a couple of weeks before they're delivered. So Penny's family, her guardian family, they were so excited because on Christmas they were able to feel the puppies moving and see them moving around, which is always just the most fun thing. So Penny herself, she had a very, very easy delivery. It was just wonderful. She was so calm about everything. Nothing fussed her. She just got down to it. She delivered them all quite quickly. The first puppy arrived at 9:24 p.m. and the last puppy was born at 11:44 p.m. We expected this to be our first litter of 2022, and instead it was our last litter of 2021. But either way, we have these beautiful 6 chocolate Labradoodle puppies, all of whom are happy and healthy and doing really well. So for the first 2 puppies, Penny wasn't too sure what exactly was going on. She delivered the puppies and that was that. So we took them out of the sack, we cleaned them, we cut their cords, we rubbed them up to get them going, and then put them onto Penny to have them start nursing. Now, as is the normal case, when you have some nice, great, healthy Labradoodle puppies, they start to nurse right away. They latch on immediately. Sometimes you don't even have the cord cut or the puppy fully delivered and they can whip around and start nursing. It's really incredible how that absolutely overwhelming instinct for survival kicks in and they immediately know that they have to go and eat. So that happened for the first couple of puppies. By puppy number 3, she was interested to see what was going on and started licking and started trying to open the sack. And then by puppy number 5, and puppy number 5 is Purple Collar, she decided she would cut the cord. However, she was a little bit too excited about how to do that, a little bit unfamiliar, and she cut his cord right down to the nub, and so he had some bleeding. So this is something, as a breeder, you need to always be prepared for myriad situations. So you need to have something that stops the bleeding, because as you can imagine, when you have a brand new puppy, you can't exactly press on the middle of their stomach very hard to staunch the bleeding. The bleeding can be dangerous if you just leave it. They could bleed out, but generally speaking, it is an easy fix. So we have what's called styptic powder, and that's a special powder that is designed to stop bleeding quite quickly. It clots. And people usually have that when they cut their dog's nails. If they make a mistake and go into the quick, it looks like the dog is going to bleed to death because there's blood everywhere, and you just dip the claw into the styptic powder and the bleeding stops right away. So we have not had to use our styptic powder, and it was actually too old to come out, so we have always got a backup plan, and in this case it's cornstarch. So Reynolds does all the cooking in our house, and he makes all of our gravies and sauces with cornstarch, not flour. So he quickly ran down to the kitchen, got the cornstarch, and we just had to apply a little bit of cornstarch onto his stomach. Yes, I'm telling them all about that story. Yeah, you remember that? And we just hold it in place and keep it on the umbilical area, and the bleeding stopped in very short order. So it won't cause any problems for the puppy. He may end up with an umbilical hernia, which is something that is absolutely just cosmetic, nothing to be concerned about. And then when we do the puppy's cords, one thing we also do is we have a little tiny saturated pad with alcohol on it, and we just touch it onto where the umbilical cord has been cut to make sure that area is clean. And you can see Penny is a very affectionate girl with very strong eye contact. She has the most beautiful eyes. They are pretty much green, which is something that does occur in Labradoodles, but not very often. Technically speaking, her eyes are hazel, but she does have a lot of green in her eyes. And you can see that green even more when we're doing the video, because we have the studio light on in here. So she has the most beautiful and expressive eyes. Penny has been just a wonderful mom. She's settled in really nicely. She's taking great care of the babies. They all have lovely round tummies, and we do not hear any fussing from them, except for when she gets out of the box. If she gets up and out of the box, then right now they're fine because they're usually full when she does that. But if they realize she's gone, or if one of them happens to be over here away from the others, then we can certainly hear from them right away. And then we just come in and we put them all together. Penny is pretty good about barking to let us know when she wants to go outside. Last night she had a couple of times where she was barking for no reason. It could have been that she was just actually wanting to have some company. Because as you can imagine, when you're a brand new Labradoodle mama dog, you're here with your babies and you're feeding them, and that's about it. So life can get a little bit boring. She won't leave her puppies for more than maybe about 6 minutes right now. It's also warm in here. You can see Penny's panting a little bit, or maybe she's not right now. We have it at 23 degrees, and that's because the puppies are not able to regulate their body temperature yet. So puppies, when they're born, have really very little ability to do anything. While it's quite miraculous that they know how to nurse and they can move around so well to do that, they can't see, they can't hear, they can't go to the bathroom on their own, and they can't regulate their body temperature. So they are entirely dependent on their mama dog to do everything for them and provide everything for them. And also us to make sure that their environment is safe, secure, and warm. So it's really important for the puppies that they are warm. You don't want them spending all sorts of energy trying to keep themselves warm. Obviously, if Penny was not a domestic dog, she would have her puppies out in the cold. Chances are she probably would not be having litters in the really cold months. Nature controls that not by temperature, but by the number of daylight hours, so that most babies of all species are born far more in the spring and the summer than they are in the colder winter months. But were these puppies out without a nice warm home to be being brought up in, they wouldn't gain as well and they wouldn't be as robust as they are, and out of the 6 you probably would have some casualties just by virtue of the fact that the environment would not be able to be so controlled. So Penny's doing great. As I said, she has a wonderful appetite. She is currently eating approximately 4 pounds of raw food a day. She also eats freeze-dried food, and we feed her freeze-dried Stella and Chewy's puppy. And the reason we feed her that is because it has a bit higher calorie content. It definitely has more calcium in it. And of course, her body is using up a lot of calcium right now to produce all the milk at the milk bar for the puppies. And then we also make sure that we feed her all sorts of good supplements. We give her a nice multivitamin, we give her a mineral supplement, we give her an additional calcium supplement. She has some extra tripe, and she gets at least 2 eggs every day as well. And the other thing that she has is a probiotic. She has our normal probiotic, which is a fermented one. And then I also give her another paste, which is called propectolin. And I give her that for the first week. And that just really helps with all the hormones going around in the dog's tummy. Tends to give them some post-whelp diarrhea. And we don't want her having diarrhea and losing nutrition. We want her to have nice, healthy digestion. So we boost her up and give her that propectolin. The puppies themselves are all going to be starting on their probiotic today, and that one is designed for puppies, and it's called Benebac, and it's a little gel as well. It comes in a syringe, so we just put a little dab on our finger and then slip it onto the roof of their mouths. And we do that once a day, and we give that to them every day until they're 3 weeks old. And that really helps their digestive system, really helps them to be able to use all of the nutrition that they're getting. So these puppies are already being fed raw food, and that's what we feed all our dogs. We find that it is superior in many, many ways and does contribute to the longevity of our dogs and their overall health. It also really helps to keep inflammation down, and inflammation is something that causes so many problems for us and our dogs. So Penny is also having pork bone broth, and it has some turmeric in it, and it has some black pepper in it as well, and some coconut oil. So the coconut oil helps to give her some extra fat, keeps her coat beautiful. You can see her coat is just so shiny, and because she's a red caramel, you don't see the shine as much as you do on the puppies here, because the puppies are dark, so the shine really shows up. They're just gleaming. You can see how shiny they all are. It's harder to see on Penny. In her darker red areas you can see it, but she does have a beautiful, silky, really shiny coat, and the coconut really helps with that. We give her a product called Coconut Crumble from Oli Naturals, so it's not an oil. Oh, have you got an itch there? Oh goodness, have you got an itchy? I'll help you with that. That's a good girl. Now, as for the puppies, as I said, they're all really content puppies. If you take a look at them all spread out here, I'm just going to move Penny's legs so you can see everybody. You can see they're very consistent in terms of their color. Chocolate. The orange collar is silver collar rather, is probably the lightest. Orange collar next. Dark blue and green are quite dark, and you'll see dark blue's coat looks a little different, as does purple's. Then you can see it has sort of ridges in it. So this is telling me that these 2 dogs are probably going to be a bit curlier than these 4 dogs are here. We'll see if I'm right and see if that pans out. But that's usually an early indication of a curlier coat. So if anybody has any concerns with asthma or allergies, or really wants the coat not to shed at all, these are the puppies that are better suited for that. So Penny's making herself comfortable here underneath my legs. She's taking an opportunity to have a little stretch out there. So now let's introduce you to each of the puppies. And in this video, and all the videos we do for this litter, and all the videos we do for all our litters, we're going to go in birth order of the puppies. So the very first puppy that was born is Orange Collar Boy. And there are 5 boys. And if Penny doesn't like me listing them up, I will put them back down, so we'll see what she thinks. Hey, so you can see this is a handsome little fellow with a little goatee, and then he has some white under his chin here and on his chest, and these little tiny dips of white on his toes. I'll just put him a little closer to Penny so she feels a little bit more secure about him being away. There we go. Now she doesn't seem quite as worried. So Mr. Orange Collar Boy was born at 9:24 p.m. on December 31st, 2021, and he was 333 grams. He is the biggest puppy at this point in the litter. So that's our handsome Orange Collar Boy. There we go, buddy. Oof. Next is Dark Blue. Now Dark Blue is one of the ones Oh, Dark Blue's nursing. So let's look at Dark Blue down here for now. Oh, and Penny's going to do a little cleanup on aisle 3 there. So when Penny is licking them on their bums like that, that's how she stimulates them to be able to eliminate. So as I was saying, they can't go to the bathroom on their own. So this is what Mom does. And she actually consumes everything. And the reason for that is so there's no odor. And that way predators would not be able to find her nest and her puppies and possibly do harm to her puppies. So she does that for, well, moms usually do that right through to the time when the puppies go home. We stop them from doing it once they wean the puppies. And of course, when they're not with them constantly, they don't do it as much. And then we start looking after that for moms. But for now, she's doing that job for us. So we'll just see if I can get Dark Blue to cooperate here. Hi, buddy. Now, of course, you'll hear me talking to them. They cannot hear me, but they do get the vibration from my chest. We've not started handling these puppies much. Today will be their first day where they get handled. We like to get Mom all settled in and the babies all settled in before we start mucking around with them. So now it'll be about 6 times a day where they get about 3 to 5 minutes of handling. And that involves picking them up like this. We hold them right up. We let them scent us. We let them get their noses right in and learn what we smell like. And we talk so that they feel the vibration right away. We might do a rock. We might do a jiggle. And then we'll start with the early neurological development, which just involves doing something as simple as putting them upside down like that, just that fast. That's all we're going to do at this point in time. So this is one of the puppies I was saying that I think is probably going to have a little bit of a curlier coat. And Dark Blue was born at 9:48 p.m. and he is solid. He doesn't have any white on him as far as one little tiny smidge of a white here. We have a couple of puppies with their Grandpa Copper's trademark little white tip on their tail. Not this one though. And Dark Blue is 292 grams when he was born. Here we go, Penny. Not to worry. I give you back there. I put him back in his spot. Next is Green Collar Boy. Hey, Greenie. Here we go with Green Collar. Here. Now, Green Collar does have Grandpa Copper's little signature white tail tip. And those little white tip toes in the back. Got the goatee going on here. And a little bit of white in the chest. And Mr. Green Collar, he was born at 10:16 p.m. and he was 280 grams. So you'll see we go in a little bit of a pattern here where with each puppy the weight decreases slightly until Purple mucks that all up for us. Purple should have been born next rather than Silver. But it wasn't that way. The next puppy born is the one and only girl. I tell you, I hope in 2022 we change this trend and I can have some females born, because it's usually a female that I'm looking for to continue to grow our program. And this litter is so very special to us as the grandma for this litter on Penny's side, that's Austin. And if you follow our channel, you'll know we lost Austin in 2021. So these are her first grandbabies, and so this litter is extremely meaningful to all of us. Hey, baby. So Silver Collar was born at 10:39 p.m. and she was 239 grams. She too has that little goatee there, and she's got a little bit of white going on her tummy and the white tip toes. I don't think you have a white tip tail, do you? Oh, no. No white tip on the tail. It's okay. I won't keep her up. And you can see the puppies are already collared, and I can tell we're going to have to adjust these collars already probably tomorrow or later today. So that just goes to show you what a wonderful job Penny is doing in terms of getting them on a really good, strong start. Next is Purple Collar. Hey, Purpy. Now, Purple is a chocolate phantom. Now, neither Penny nor Dakota are phantoms. However, they both carry for phantom. So what does that mean? That means they both have some of the necessary alleles to produce a phantom. And of course, when you have a puppy, you get one allele for each set of alleles from mom and one from dad. And if you happen to get from mom and dad, both of the ones that relate to phantom, you get a phantom. So the chances are not huge, but it's always a 50-50 chance of these things happening. So here we have this handsome, beautiful chocolate phantom puppy. And he has a little bit of a curl to his coat, but not a lot. He's got a big wet spot here. Penny must have licked him, or else his brother peed on him or something. Oh, yes. And he has a lot of white on his coat. So it's quite possible if this puppy also carries for party. And party is when you are the base color and white. And Mr. Purple Collar, he was born at 11:19 p.m. and he messed up our whole going down in size program because he was 264 grams. So he's bigger than Silver Collar was. Yes, you should have been in Silver's spot. There we go, Mr. Purple. And last, oh, and Mr. Purple is the one I was telling you about, his umbilical cord. So if you look on his tummy there, you can see there's absolutely nothing left there in terms of any cord that's going to dry and fall off, because there was never one, because she took care of that right from the beginning. I put you over here in case you want to eat. And last but not least is Mr. Light Blue Collar. And Mr. Light Blue Collar is also a chocolate phantom. He is not as heavily marked as his brother Purple, but that's because he's just a slightly different shade of brown. You can see he's more of a mid-range brown rather than the chocolate color. But you can still see his pretty phantom points there on his legs. We'll see them on his face as he gets older. And I don't think he has any white on him, except for maybe on a toe or two. No, he doesn't have any white. He has no white. No, he got a nice, beautiful chocolate with caramel on him. What a handsome boy. And Mr. Light Blue is the smallest in the litter. He was born at 11:44 p.m., just made it before the next year started, and he was 210 grams. So that is all of our puppies, and they are all thriving. You can tell you haven't heard a peep out of them throughout this whole video, because they're content, they're warm, their tummies are full, all their needs are being met by beautiful Penny here. So we hope you enjoyed the video. We will do a weekly update each week, other than the week that we have our puppy family visit. If you have any questions or you want to know anything more about Labradoodles, please feel free to write them in the comments. It's always great to be able to talk to everybody about Labradoodles. And if you have a sec, give us a thumbs up. If you're on this litter list, or if you're interested in learning more about Labradoodles, please subscribe to the channel, and that way you'll be notified whenever we produce another video. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next week. And happy 22, everybody. And also another happy birthday to our great grandson, Finn. We wish we could be with you, Finn. Have a great day.